YouTube, welcome back. Thursday edition, August 5th of the Player Prop Savant YouTube free play. Today we're going to have another two plays. Yesterday, honestly, the Rockies beat might have been one of my worst ones. Definitely of the month. I wore my "You're Killing Me" Small shirt today because of just how bad that was. I had a softball game last night. We ended up starting. It was the fourth inning, 2-0. John Gray was dealing, and all of a sudden it come back. And it's the seventh inning, and it's 3-2. And I'm like, oh man, I thought we could get through it, but yeah, that was extremely frustrating. The Mariners won another one. An error in center field cost us 2 runs. That would have cost us the W. But I guess that's just how things go, right? We've been rolling for a while. And sometimes the shit like this happens, right? I mean, that was probably the biggest upsetting one. Kelnick's a buddy of mine. So seeing him do that was kind of frustrating because obviously I'm cheering for him and obviously cheering for the Mariners to do well. But today, honestly, it's kind of funny. It always comes back around full circle. I will be fading the Mariners. And yeah, so let's just get to it. 2 plays today in the same game. And yeah, so first order of business, I want to say something. Tomorrow I'm going to have a video out, obviously, but I got some big news happening. Hopefully it's going to be a pretty big announcement for me and for the channel and for just the Player Prop Savant name, honestly. I'm not joining anything crazy. I'm not joining a big company or anything. But it's one of my favorite. I'm actually one of my favorite apps to use. Finally got in contact with them, and tomorrow I'll be able to announce that. So that is big news, and I'm really super excited for it. But sorry, got in your guys' way. Let's just get to it. Let's get to it because this is a long write-up. You guys know what happens when I lose a couple. I get pissed and I go hard, right? And this is what we're going with. We're doubling up on the New York Yankees. I fucking hate them. Don't get me wrong, I hate them. But I like them today, man. I'm taking the team total over 5.5 and their first 5 minus half a run on the run line, minus 110. Minus 115, sorry. And bear with me. A lot of numbers here. And let's just start out with the starting pitchers. Today we are starting with Nestor Cortez, I believe his first name is, and Tyler Anderson for the Mariners. Yankees overall on the season are 23, 16, and 11 at home versus the first 5. And we're getting a lefty, right? Yankees bet 260 versus lefties versus 222 against righties, so a nice bump there, and are averaging 4.5 runs at Yankee Stadium this upcoming year. They're coming off of a massive 2 games on the offensive end against the Orioles there. They believe it was 13 runs yesterday against Harvey. Or no, 13 runs the night before, 10 runs yesterday. And I really like this number. I think 5.5 is good. I wanted 4.5 a little bit juicier, but we'll take the 5.5. Cortez has been actually fantastic this year. He was used early in the year as a reliever. But he has had a few starts. At home this year in 13 2/3 innings, he's got 20 strikeouts. So it means the stuff is elite. Very good against a Mariners team that strikes out a lot. And he's got a .66 ERA, which is phenomenal. He has, knock on wood, he has not given up a run in the first 5 yet. His first time through the order yet this inning, or this year. And only has a 148 on base percentage for that. And these are all in starts only. I'm not looking at his relieving numbers. And second time through, he's got a 3.6 ERA, which is pretty good as well. Tyler Anderson's a fade on the road. He's got a 5.37 ERA. He did not throw well in his first start for the Mariners either. Second half of the season, he's got a 4.76 ERA and a 290 batting average against him, which is good for the Yankees. First time through the order is 3.43, so not terrible. Goes up to 4.25, and then goes up to 6.39 third time through. Away versus right-handed batters, he's got a 275 batting average against. So yeah, I think the matchup for pitching is great for us. I obviously like the Yankees against the lefty, but these are going to be the deep dive numbers here, all right? So bear with me. These are all on Tyler Anderson. And why I think that the Yankees are absolutely going to pummel him and where all this stuff adds up into bringing this man into Yankee Stadium tonight against the Bronx Bombers. On the road this season, Tyler Anderson has a 25% line drive rate and a 44% fly ball rate. So right there is almost 70% of the balls are getting in the air at some point or a line drive. So in Yankee Stadium, probably the biggest pinball machine off the wall that you can find. Tyler Anderson is going to have some trouble. I'm seeing at least 3 or 4 homers here for Tyler Anderson if he's not out earlier than that. So that's a no-no. 70% of the balls are going up in the air at some point. That's a no-no because a line drive from Stanton is a home run. We'll get that out of the way right there. Now, batted balls in play, there's only been 11.7% soft contact for him on the road. Big no-no against the Bronx Bombers. 61% of it is medium contact and 28% hard contact. So there's another really big red flag. We're going to have, 89% of these balls coming off, probably, I think the medium contact is up to 80. So it's 80 and above. It's going to be 89%, which is not good. Lastly, this is a big one here for a Yankees team that does struggle with runners in scoring position and does rely on the home run ball too much. Tyler Anderson's second half is only the left on base percentage of 63.5%, which is not good. But on the road versus righties, it's only 53%. So that means 47% of the guys that are on base when a righty is up are scoring. That's awful. Awful. Too much righty pop in this lineup to deal with for Tyler Anderson, who is home run prone. You're seeing Stanton, Judge, DJ LeMahieu. You could get, obviously you got Rizzo and Gallo in there now, but Torres, this is Judge. I didn't even talk about Judge. Those are huge bats to have to deal with for a guy who struggles against right-handed bats and probably definitely in Yankee Stadium with putting this ball up in the air. If Stanton or Judge put the ball up in the air, it is probably going, right? If it's a barrel, which he's giving up 89% medium or hard contact, it's going to be a tough night for Tyler Anderson. Also, he only has a 20% K rate. It's not like he's K'ing a bunch of dudes. So I'm seeing a lot of balls in play, a lot of balls hit hard, and a lot of balls hit hard in the air. So that is a no. You should not be doing that against the Bronx Bombers in New York. This is obviously, I'm making 2 YouTube plays off this play. I will be pretty heavy on these personally and in VIP. I'm going to just have them here for 1 unit just because of the BS from last night. I don't want to kill the unit stuff, but god damn, I love this spot for the Yankees tonight. Tyler Anderson just does not add up to doing well in New York. If he does do well, I bite the bullet, but the biggest thing in these games is getting to the pen and getting to the pen with a lead. So if the Yankees get to the pen with a lead, they don't have to deal with the new acquisition of Joe Smith, Diego Castillo. You don't have to deal with those guys. Those aren't the guys you're going to have to deal with. You'll have to deal with Ryan Weber. I'm looking at their pitching guys right now, who's got a terrible ERA. You're seeing Zamora with a 7 ERA. Will Vest. All these guys are the guys that come in when they're losing. So if we can get this early lead, if we cash his first 5, get to that 6th inning, Tyler's out, Yankees are up a couple runs, we're going to blow them up, right? This is exactly the way I see this game playing out. I love this spot, love the Yankees tonight. Looking forward to getting this sweep because I deserved it yesterday and I got some BS on that shit. But I am locked in. I am ready to roll with the Yankees today. Again, stay tuned for tomorrow. Got some big news for you guys. I'm really excited to announce. And repping Sandlot, hoping that brings me a little better luck than yesterday. But we're ready to go. Everything's locked in. Gang is ready. We're ready to cook. Hope you guys have a great night and go Yanks.